What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We're getting a late start to today's video. It is like 11:30 already. I spent some time this morning over at Sparrow's Nest going over that job and figuring out what is left to get done. There's a few things that we have to take care of there. The biggest thing is one of the AC units on the back of the building needs to get moved. It is not connected yet, so it makes it a little bit easier, but where it's sitting on the concrete pad is right in front of the gas meter, and you're not allowed to put a unit right in front of it. So we have to move it down to the far side, which involves pouring a new pad for that unit. So tomorrow we're going to go there, we're going to pour the pad, and then we're also going to paint the exterior doors on that building black. The front door is black, the panoramic door on the event space is black, and all of the windows on that building are black. It's been in the plan to paint all of the doors black. We just haven't gotten around to it, so that's going to happen tomorrow. We also might paint the inside of the doors on the event space black as well. We painted them like a grayish color last week, and we're not sure if we like it or if we'll like black better. So while we're there, we're going to take a look at it. We might end up painting all of that black as well. In the event space, we also need to get the electrician in there to hang all of the lights, and then the alarm guy needs to get in there as well and connect the fire alarms. And there may be one emergency exit sign he's got to add, but that's kind of out of our hands. We just need to get him there to button that up. The AC unit is probably the biggest project. We need to get the AC guy to run the line set and everything, and then obviously the electrician as well for the disconnect and then tying the unit in. But today we're going to focus on our yard here. The guys started this morning up here backfilling the rest of it. We ended about here yesterday, so you can see they have all of this backfilled all the way down here, and then they're working on the twisted area right now, getting that conduit in. The wire is ran through it. I'll show you down on the end here. You can see how it gets twisted. Somehow this doesn't shock the dogs. If anybody knows how that works, leave a comment and let me know, because to me it doesn't really make sense. It seems like you're adding double the power, but apparently when you twist the wire, the dogs can run back and forth across it without getting shocked. And then right here in this T, you split it, one line goes each way. Obviously we still have to go this way around to the front, but let's go take a walk over to where it goes across the driveway, and I'll show you what we got going on over there. All right, so over here at the driveway we have a few different things going on. We have this power tester, which if you plug this in, you add power to the line. You can connect one line right there. Right now, is this on? Let me make sure this is on. Turn that volume all the way up. Right now this shouldn't make any noise. No. So there's no power in that line at all, which means the other end of this is currently broken somewhere as well, which would make sense because I ripped some up in the yard over there before. So I'll show you that in a second, but we need to find where this line goes or where it comes into here. If we add power, then it makes noise. I'll show you what this thing does. It picks up a radio signal. So this side over here, you see it starts playing radio. One thing that's happening on this side, if we disconnect these two wires from each other, if you take the wire nut apart and we leave this black wire and the green wire down there separate from each other, neither of them have power. The radio signal does not pick up anything on either of them. We know that this black wire definitely doesn't have power to it until it's connected there, because this is a brand new line. We just ran this line yesterday. We know it's not connected down on the other side. Rodrigo is actually working on the other side right now where that double twist is. So something in this green line here is powering it, but when we disconnect the wire nut and we put the transmitter thing over the green wire, it doesn't make any noise either. So we really have no clue why that's happening. This green wire is supposed to run back to the edge of the building here and then dive down into a piece of PVC that runs all the way under the driveway and comes up in here. So it comes from the garage all the way to here. They drilled a hole in the side of one of the pipes and snaked the wire in. So then the wire comes out of the pipe here and it comes back to somewhere right here, which we're thinking is this wire, and then obviously it goes that way and it's broken. So this is where we're having the biggest issue with, is finding the ends of the wire. Earlier today, I found a piece that got hit with the trenching machine. It's all rolled up right there. And I yanked it up, and then eventually we found another break right here. So You see this path here is where I yanked it out of the ground. It was in the trench there, which was obviously a broken end. It got hit by the trencher. So I pulled it and pulled it and pulled it, and then eventually right here I pulled it and we had another break. So somewhere in the ground here is a piece of the wire which we have to dig up and then basically pull it until we get back towards the electric there and find out where it doubles back on itself, and hopefully there's no more breaks in there. So the guys are going to work their way around the whole house here, and then once they get over here we have to take some time and figure this out. But let me hop in my truck, I got some running around to do, and then we'll get back here. All right guys, I just pulled up to a place called Herzog's Paint. This is a Benjamin Moore paint supplier. Page, which is actually super close, I'm going to show you guys in a second on this map here. Page sells paint, but they don't have Benjamin Moore. This building right here is Page Lumber. This building right here is Richard's Building Supply. This building here is Hudson River Truck and Trailer. And then I believe this building right here is Sarjo's now, the bolt place that I went to last week. So everything is super close to each other. You guys have seen me go from Richards to Page before, and I've done it on video. It takes me about 30 seconds to get from Richards across the street to Page. You can actually see that warehouse back there is Richard's Building Supply. So it is very convenient. Everything right here is super close. But let me run inside. I got to get a gallon of semi-gloss black, and then we're grabbing lunch and heading back to our Dutchess yard. While we're on the topic of things that are super close, Young Ho 3 Chinese food, arguably the best Chinese food in the area. I eat it way too much. All right guys, back to work, and we officially have a full loop here, but this is a temporary loop. We disconnected this wire that runs from the pool area down to here. It normally went to this green one here that you can see. Hey, that was my loop. He pulled it. Now we have nothing. So when they're connected, it works. This side now has absolutely nothing. There has to be a full loop in order for it to work. The reason we connected it to was just to make sure that everything was connected. This wire is supposed to go back and then down in PVC under the driveway, back up, and then it was what we believe to be doubling back to here. This one is not plugged in right now, so there's nothing there, but we were gonna try and tie everything together and keep the line that goes under the driveway as is. Our problem is finding both ends. This end, we think it is the green one, but this side, we're still not sure. The guys are all the way to where Rodrigo is right there with getting the conduit in the ground. It is ran all the way to the end here. So once they get everything buried and backfilled, we can start diving into the section in here. We did find one cable right here, but it's not making any noise either. So that means there's no power to that one. So we're not positive if that's the one that we need to tie into.